And so, next up will be the number 1, Alan Johnson, and Mike Edwards. As we take a look at Mike Edwards, let's talk points a minute, because there's the separation in pro stock. A mere 35 points.
You know, with Greg Anderson struggling a little bit, Mike obviously needs to really try and step up, and with the conditions the way they are. I mean, it kind of tells you how good of a run Alan Johnson made. I mean, he has stayed number 1 with that 665-1, although he came up and matched him. But Mike Edwards came into this session number 3, and he's been bumped down to number 9. We know Mike Edwards has the power to get to the top or close to it or even above it, but will he have the setup? Alan Johnson's been unbelievable all week and making very good runs since that second session, and this is gonna be fun to watch and see who ends up with it right now.
Alan Johnson, 6 poles this year, season high for AJ. They both take their time rolling in.
Well, they know the conditions are there. They want to make sure everything's perfect because they know this is going to be their one shot at getting that number 1 position. And could possibly end up with Lowy T to me. Mike did not have a good 60-foot. Alan had a decent 60-foot time.
Alan comes in with a 664 with a 6, stays number 1. Edwards is now 9th. That's exactly where he started, in the bottom half of the field.
I tell you, Alan Johnson, that Mopart's got some horsepower. I mean, he did have a good 60-foot 90. That horsepower underneath the hood just was flying through the middle of the racetrack. 207 miles per hour at the top end, and puts him in that number 1, or keeps him in that number 1 spot. He just betters the position. Mike Edwards, he's going to have some work cut out for him tomorrow as both he and Greg Anderson qualify in the bottom half of the field. Oh, see, he just missed on the step. That shouldn't do that. He lifted the front end of it, then it came up again. Didn't have the wheel speed right, didn't have the setting right, and that's why he was only 1 second flat and 60-foot, and that cost him on that run.
The Lucas Oil Pro Stock Ladder as we get ready for final eliminations on ESPN, 9 o'clock Sunday night. Greg Stanfield and Mike Edwards will face one another. Rematch of the Indy Final, won by Stanfield.
And Mike Edwards, number 2 in points, isn't going to have lane choice. But how about Greg Anderson on the other side of the ladder? He doesn't have lane choice either, and he's going to be going up against Roger Brogdon in his first round matchup.
And Gary Gerould has Alan Johnson.
Well, the smile speaks volumes. 64, number 1 for the weekend. Man, does it get much better than that, Alan?
You know, it's our 3rd in a row, and this Mopar Hemi is just flying, and Mark's making good runs with the car. Just so unfortunate we stepped on our, that Redding and the other stuff happened. I think we could be right in the middle of this fight, but you know what? We're going to go down screaming and clawing, and maybe a miracle happens.
7th time this year for him to be number 1.
I understand that he was jumping off the stratosphere or something earlier this week, too.